Good morning, everybody. It is 11:17 Sunday morning, so I guess we'll probably see some churchgoers coming home in a little while, or marching on their way to, you know, the late morning masses or services or whatever they want, whatever you want to call them. Oh, this is a new wheelchair guy. Look at him go. It's so sad. So sad. And my worst fear, after, you know, being burned beyond all recognition. On that happy note, look at Lake Louise continues to shrink, as you can see, getting smaller and smaller. Dick Cheney has some fucking nerve going on TV, and Lindsay Lohan is in trouble again. That bad girl's got a warrant, a bench warrant. You know, for me or you, they'd probably let it go until they caught you, and but then they'd chain you to a bench at the courthouse until the end of the day, when the judge cleared his calendar and could dispense with your case. And by then he'd be mightily pissed at you anyway. But moving right along, that's too much spent on Lindsay. Let's go back to Dick Cheney. You know, Dick, you look a lot better out of office. Being out of office agrees with you. And I think in the long run, it's going to agree with this country. But, you know, you're going to say what you're going to say. You're going to tell your lies. And, you know, this thing about Scooter Libby is the beginning of your clever campaign to distance yourself from George Bush. And why shouldn't you? Because he was the figurehead and you ran the country. And so it's up to you to defend the policies, you to write the books. George Bush, yeah, the George Bush Presidential Library is going to have, like, somebody else was, I can't, this is someone else's shtick that I was stealing, but they said it was going to have one book. So, you know, I mean, Clinton was a Rhodes Scholar, Carter was a brilliant man, even though, you know, in his dotage, he's proving that he was actually a bit of a Southern anti-Semite, maybe some racism stirred in there. Clinton sure did show the color of his hide during the primaries. So all that talk about how people called Clinton the first black president because so many people were convinced that we'd maybe never have a black president. Well, we proved them all wrong, and we elected Obama, and he's reversing all of the policies of the Bush administration. You know, Guantanamo Bay. You know, none of the people there are going to be called enemy combatants anymore. They're prisoners of war, and they're going to be treated humanely under the Geneva Convention. And they're going to be closing it in about a year. Hooray! And he's implementing, you know, pro-green policies. He's implementing a liberal agenda. And Cheney is just sick to his stomach about it. So he's going to do what he can to distance himself from George Bush, but also to discredit Obama. You know, these neocons, they don't care about the country. They care about themselves, and they're proving it right now. Just like when Rush Limbaugh said that he hoped Obama failed. Well, that means he hopes that the country goes to rack and ruin. All this stuff about everybody pulling together and having a prayer circle, you know, it ain't going to happen. And Cheney proved that today. day. So I'm so glad to Dick Cheney for giving me something to talk about. And Lindy, you too. And I hope you are, everybody, all my listeners, I love you to death. Hugs and kisses. Oh, a mockingbird. The mockingbirds are back. I don't know if you can see it in this bush. It already went into its nest. Oh man. And I saw a honeybee, believe it or not. So, that was pretty amazing. Well, over and out. I love you all.